Hello and welcome to the Sorare Lounge, hosted by the Sorare Thursday Club. Santé. I am your host for this magical journey through the world of JPEGs, Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba on Sorare. And I am joined as always by my glamorous co-host, the bread shagger himself, Johnny, aka DawNADO. We are back with the first Sorare Lounge of the year, marking the best return since Moyesy rocked up and turned around the sinking ship at Goodison Park. How are you this evening, sir?
Well, it didn't take you long to talk about Everton, mate, because you are a closet Everton fan. I am good. Excited to talk all the Sorare stuff that's been happening the last few weeks. It's been a bit crazy, isn't it? And
very busy.
Davy Moyes is back. He's got red hair, but we don't care. Davy Moyes was grey hair now, but yeah, what a boy.
I think my love for Everton for the season's had to come to the end if Dwight McNeil's not playing any more part in it. So sadly, we might have to cut the Everton nonsense out of this podcast. But yeah, as you said, we do have a lot to get through this evening. Sorare's been firing out the news at a rate of knots, haven't they, since the start of the year. So lots to reflect on and lots to get through. So I won't waffle too much to get started. But, you know, before we get into the main crux of the show, we like to have a little brain teaser, a little warm-up, a little amuse-bouche for your senses in the section affectionately known as Five and Kicking, where I give you 5 quick-fire questions to get your small brain motoring ready for the rest of the show. So here we go. Following on from the news that the MLS gets its own special league. If you could pick one other league in the world, doesn't necessarily have to be on Sorare, to get its own individual league comp, who would you pick?
Well, I find it surprising they haven't got France as a separate league yet. I think that's probably because they don't have the whole league teams covered. But the Championship, we've talked about before, the Championship, I don't think Sorare quite realise how much more money they'd get if they brought the Championship on. And not just from us, from you, like... There's a lot of Championship supporters, isn't there? So, yeah, definitely Championship for me.
Yeah, I think it's a really big untapped market in the fantasy world, isn't it? I think it would be awesome. You know, it'd be all over the Bristol City cards, but I already like playing it Norwich, Burnley cards, Coventry cards. I think it'd be really cool, yeah. I'd quite like the OG, the J League. I love a bit of J League, but because it's mixed in with others and like it's so hard to get that knowledge and like the reliable news about it, it feels quite ropey playing it sometimes. But if it's on its own and I could just embrace the chaos on its own.
I quite like the chaos though, don't you? Like the 5 a.m. games and waking up, it's like, oh, this guy's joined the army, sweet. and then someone will just play who hasn't played for like 6 months and get 100. You're like, fuck's sake. But then. It is good fun. I like
this under 23 and then we'll sub them off after 4 minutes. I love it. But yeah, and if it's on its own little island of chaos, I think that would be good because, you know, I would have to compete against other contender teams. So I'd go that. But let's switch up sports quickly. Obviously, we are massive NFL fans and we have just finished Championship weekend. So who's going to win the Super Bowl, the Eagles or the Chiefs?
I think the Chiefs will win. I would like the Eagles to win. I mean, it's tough, isn't it? I mean, the Eagles just look unstoppable. Barkley's insane. Has been all year. Owned him in our fantasy league. It's been a great ride with him. But Chiefs just have that knack, don't they? Just won't stop winning. Doesn't matter if they play shit or well, they win.
It's quite sad because we were away, weren't we? The first season I ever played NFL fantasy. You got me into it. We were on holiday in Malta, just been out for a boat trip, came back, made me watch NFL for the first time, and the Chiefs were on. And I went, oh, maybe I'll just support whoever this team is. It was like Mahomes' rookie season, wasn't it? And I was like, just support these because they're in red. I like Bristol City, Man United. I just picked them. And then I was like, nah, I won't go for them. I'll just pick the Raiders instead because they sound cool. And what a bad decision that's been.
I mean, the Raiders do have the best emblem, but also... Chiefs were also my second-ish team when I started following them, and their Chiefs were really bad. Like when I started following the NFL, and they're sort of swiftly becoming one of my least favorite teams. I think it's just you always don't you like the underdog, don't you? And they're just so good. It's like they're the new Patriots a little bit, aren't they? So
yeah, success breeds contempt. That's the phrase, right?
Yeah,
sounds right. All right, let's go for question 3. I also think the Chiefs will win it. Pitch around.
Ooh, this is new. Oh,
Yeah.
please.
Which is the best Nike ball of the Premier League era?
Oh, is this relevant because Nike are losing the ball rights, aren't they, from next season?
Yeah, there's
It'll be Puma, isn't it? I think.
yeah. So pick a
that's
ball.
I mean, those OG ones, the first 5 there are difficult to beat for me.
Yeah, you remember smashing those around in a park?
Yeah, I definitely remember kicking those into the woods. It's gonna have to be that little collection at the top there, I think. In terms of more recent balls, I like the 17-18 ball. That's a decent ball. These new ones they've got with a weird like texture on them. There's a lot of players that complained about them over the last few years, haven't they? Saying they're just a little bit weird. But I don't know. The Jubilano World Cup ball will never be beaten for me. The sort of gold. I think it was the Japanese World Cup, wasn't it? Potentially.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Obviously not on here, but that was the favourite ball of mine.
So you're going for the 04 to 08, the circular coloured design.
Yeah, a bit boring, but I like those ones.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of 10-11. There was a nice one. I remember that one. But 16-17 was also class. So yeah, that'd probably be me. I'd go 16-17, I think, just by a whisker. You can create one celebrations card of your own with one iconic celebration. What do you pick?
Of me?
No, you can pick any player, any card, make any player and their celebration into a card. I don't want to see you on a card. What use have I got for a DawNADO?
That's what you meant.
Yeah.
If it was me, it'd just be me on like my haunches, completely exhausted after scoring or something. I mean, I think we got to go. It's quite relevant after the weekend. We've got to go for the Iliman and Die Seagull, I think, after he scored the winner and got booked the other day. Which also booking for just mocking the crowd. Like, what's wrong with that? Everyone does that all the time. Didn't take his shirt off or anything. But yeah, I've got to go for the Seagull.
The India Seagull celebration from the weekend. All right, very recent. Yeah, I don't know what I'd pick. Maybe the Solskjaer slide on his knees after the Champions League. Maybe I can get him as a legend card, a Solskjaer legend card, or maybe a Besiktas manager card. So
I like that one, but I do have to change. I'm sorry. I just wasn't thinking. It's the Tim Cahill corner flag punch. Definitely. 100%. Look at him. He's behind me here. How can I forget him? What a boy. Definitely the Cahill. Everyone remembers that. It does have to be an Everton fans remember that.
The Cahill corner flags. Yeah. Another legend card.
Yes, please.
Enter them in the upcoming Legends comps we've got, right? Right? Right. Yeah.
Let's not go there, eh?
I can't think of any current players' celebration I really like. I didn't think of this ahead of time.
I just don't like any players unless they play for Everton. That's the problem, and we don't score goals very much, so I don't see many celebrations. But
a Rooney legend card with a boxing celebration would have been good as well. When he knocks himself out and falls over, that would be good.
Yeah, nice.
Or the Klinsmann dive, that would be good. But what are you going to do? Put him horizontal on the card? Like, he'd have to be vertical, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it'd be hard, wouldn't it? It'd be hard.
Sliding diagonally down, like he's on a slip and slide. It's a tough one. How are you going to fit him on?
Be the Shearer, I guess. The Shearer one with the... You know, can't do that salute anymore after, what's been going on with Twitter the last couple of weeks,
Yeah. All right. Next up, a couple of Premier League questions to finish off from the weekend. Miles Lewis Skelly, red card or not a red card?
Well, I've got two answers for this. The first answer is absolutely yes, just because I love the Arsenal fume. It's just one thing after another with Arsenal fans. I've got a few Arsenal mates. I know you've got a couple as well. It's just, I'm loving it. Oh, they're all against us. But actually, I mean, are we joking? It's clearly not a red card in any stretch of the imagination. I just don't think. It wasn't even that bad a challenge. 70 yards away from goal, multiple players covering. It was just a trip.
It's just a trip.
It's absolutely not a red card. It's actually the definition of a yellow card, isn't it? You just take one for the team, foul them a miles from goal. I know you're going to go the opposite and go, oh, definite red for me. That's common assault. Blah, 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 blah.
No, I don't particularly like Arsenal, but even I would have to say it's obviously not a red card. I don't think many people are playing Miles Lewis Skelly and Sorare, so we probably not too many were affected by that.
And they still won the game, didn't they?
They still won. And then finish off, I've stuck a bonus Premier League question in there. Salah, Palmer, Haaland, Isaac, pick one.
As football-related things, or like to go for a pint with, or?
Well, now you've said that, part one to play for your football team, two to go for a pint with.
I'll probably go for a pint with Isaac, because he's probably a bit of an adopted Geordie now. I know Geordies like a pint, don't they? And football team-wise, it was definitely not Salah. I think I'd go Palmer, I just think Palmer is fucking good.
I think he's fucking good.
I just think he's fucking good, He takes the piss out of people, and I enjoy that. Even he did it to Everton a few times, which I didn't enjoy. But, yeah, he takes the piss, and I like that.
Get the badge in. Who needs Stone Island when you've got Sorare? All right, go for a pint with Isaac and sign Cole Palmer. Cold Cole Palmer. I'd probably go for a pint with Haaland. He seems like he's got that little nutty edge to him,
So he drinks though. He probably doesn't drink. It looks like he loves to just, relax, and his body is a temple sort of thing.
And I'd probably take Isaac because it'd be very nice to have it. Number 9 is very hard to come by, a decent number 9 in Europe nowadays. And he's on absolute fire.
He's on absolute fire.
Alrighty then, that was the warm-up. So let's head into some of the Sorare news we've got to catch up on. Let's start with celebration cards. Then we'll go into a bit of Rolling Locks chat because that's been all over X. And then I'll do the Who Am I quiz to break up the news a bit. And then we'll dive back into the next story. So let's go celebration cards. Celebration cards. This is the second iteration, right?
Yeah.
Big announcement. Big list of players that were made available. The twist this time is they've got to do a decisive action so you can open their card. A big long list. Liverpool have got a lot. City have got a lot. Man United are kind of crap nowadays, so they only get 3. Ex-Bristol City legend Antoine Semenyo gets one. But yeah, from all over Europe. And also there was a little tweak that you get a little emblem, don't you, in a box as well. A little random emblem to jazz up your profile. We have said a lot that we think they should make better use of cosmetics and skins and other things to unlock. So what do you think of adding a little emblem to it as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people kicking off about it. Oh, this is great. But it is just a free little thing. It's not the reason you're buying a card, I don't think, for some people. So, yeah, I think it's fine. Little emblem. I'd like more space to display more emblems. I've got like 8 emblems I want to display and only space for 3.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let us do more customization and more personalization if you're going to give them to us. On this occasion, we're getting a celebration card. I don't think we really needed one. I think you can use cosmetics to fill gaps when you're not getting anything or make people, do you want to buy this cosmetic for £1 or whatever? Some people do that if it's club related or something like that. But, nice touch. And yeah, so these were celebrations, the return of more varieties of condom packets. They seem to love them. We just got rid of the neon Christmas ones, and now we've got celebration condom packets. You can see a nice shiny Ollie Watkins has been opened here. They come in rares. Super rare. Nicholas Jackson's got the jazzy.
Oh, wow.
The jazzy one. We've got the Foden. Cut the F. David Raya's been opened. There's some good ones, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about celebration cards before. They're my the first iteration were our favourite. I think we both voted them, right? The favourite type of card that we've seen. I've obviously got the original Pickford from the first iteration. I just think they're really cool. There's a reason all these players do all these like trademark celebrations now. Like people know them for those things, and I just think it's good for Sorare to take advantage of that with these type of cards. And I still like the packet opening things. They are it's good fun to do them. It makes you feel like you're opening a real packet. I think they're good. The good graphics on the videos for when they open that we've seen so far, and maybe we'll see again shortly. But yeah, I think they're cool. And I was straight on there looking at who was on the Everton list. Nice to have 2 this time. So obviously it was only Pickford last time. Don't think I did buy a Pickford and a McNeil. Don't think I'll be opening that McNeil for a little while, unfortunately.
No, sadly not.
Because he does seem to have quite badly hurt his knee. Potentially an operation, which isn't good, but it'd just be extra special when I open it next year.
So I think so. You get the bonus collection score, don't you?
Yeah,
which is a nice touch. I think they're nice. The prices get boosted, don't they? People pay more for these cards, which is a nice little earner for Sorare, for a bit of a cosmetic look and a bit of collection score, really. And this being unlocked with a decisive has been pretty cool because it means they're slowly getting revealed, aren't they? Like one player does it that night, and then someone shows you what it looks like. Oh my God, I've opened it. And then Nicholas shares it, and everyone's like, that one's cool. So it's been kind of cool for like this slow roll of them. When are they going to unlock? And yeah, I like special edition cards. I think they're a bit jazzy. I always like to have one of every like type. I think they're nice. I think they're an easy money earner for Sorare. You know, bit of a different card, still in the same allocation of like that scarcity for the year. So I think it's good. I think they're really cool. I think they look really nice this time round. Yeah.
I think people like to have cool things in their gallery, right? I mean, no one wants just loads of playing cards. And when cool new fancy things come out, I certainly know I'm a sucker for them. I know you are. And I'd imagine it's not just me and you that are outliers. I'd imagine there's a lot of people. And I think they do a good job on them. I didn't realize all of them have. Do all of them have animated backgrounds, or those? I think they do they?
No, I don't think they. Oh, maybe they do. Yeah. No, I didn't think they. Well,
maybe they do. Who knows?
We'll find out in a minute, won't we?
We've only had one weekend so there's still a lot to be revealed, isn't there? So
yeah, like you say, you've got an injured McNeil for the rest of the season now. I've bought one for myself, which is a defender. It's not that easy for a defender to get his card cracked open, is it?
Yeah, true.
They've got to get clearance off the line, last man tackle, etc. I have got a Dino.
Ah, nice. He's flying, isn't he? Looks like an unborn fetus on the football pitch, but he's actually incredible. He's like slight, and he's also Spanish, which who knew? But
yeah, Senese's injury gets him in, and a lot of chat about him being sold already. So yeah, that's a good one. I have a Bournemouth stack, so that's why he makes sense to me. But they're really cool. I like celebrations. I like the opening gives you something else to do. I think they're really cool. I've said that about 7 times now, but I do think they're cool.
I agree. And shall we see the coolest one?
Shall we see the coolest one? Yeah. I was going to say, I remember the point I was going to say. When I was saying they were cool over and over again, I had a point to make. With the new update, you can have more than one card which earns the collection bonus in your accounts now, can't you? Say if you had 2 Joshua Kimmiches, they can both have the bonus score on them, which makes things like this more accessible, right? If you had a Dwight McNeil that you're using that was fully powered up, you could buy another Dwight McNeil and he could also have a collection bonus score when you use him as well, which makes having multiple copies of a card worthwhile now, doesn't it? It makes it a bit more appealing. So when they release special editions of a card, if you're a collector of that team, it means you want to have both of them. You can have more than one, and it makes sense.
It's big for me and you, like people that do collections. Like I've got so many Everton cards, and I have a clear sort of 20 or 30 Everton cards that are at 15%, and then the same player at 10% all across the board. So it'd be nice for it to start taking effect on all the cards.
Yeah.
But I don't think, when has that been announced because it's not happened yet, is it going to be in the next month or something?
Ooh, we'll get to that announcement in a bit. But I can't remember the exact date. But you do have a celebration card which is ready to open.
I do. So I may have mentioned it. Pickford got a lovely little clean sheet on the weekend. Obviously, I bought a Dwight McNeil and Pickford. I did end up buying a Moyesy Perez as well for some reason, but I do need a La Liga forward. But so here we go. Pickford. Let's reveal this card. Let's hope the Wi-Fi copes with it. Fingers crossed. None of us have seen the animation yet as it's opening. So let's see what happens. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Oh no.
Oh.
Go. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Oh. Slow roll. Oh my goodness.
Gosh. Come on, Jordan.
This is typical Everton, this.
Here we go. Come on,
Hey.
Jordan. Can you say come on, George?
Look at that.
Not sure. Strong point. Looks very serious.
What a man.
Special edition Jordan Pickford.
He does it serious. And I presume they also say special edition. I haven't got a special edition version of this edition, have I? I've got a special edition.
Yeah.
In general. I don't really know. But anyway, that looks cool, doesn't it?
There you go.
And what a guy. What a keeper. I love him. Anyway, there we go. It's for that.
What do you think? What do you think of your Jordan's pose? Solid out of 10 for Jordan's celebration pose?
Yeah, no, I mean, I love it. It's not actually a pose he does, which is, I guess it's those ones where they do the media days, right? And they have to do these stupid things that they do for Amazon Prime and Sky Sports and whatever.
So you're saying he's just made it up for the fans, just for a bit of cred.
I guess it's difficult with keepers. Keepers don't really have a celebration, do they? But he definitely has more of a fist bump usually. His Pickford's a fist bump type of guy. But he was doing this celebration on the weekend, straight to the Brighton fans. The fucking fuck off. So maybe they should have put that one on there. Might have been a bit rude though.
Also, celebration cards can be earned in prize pools and crafts until the end of the promotion period. For the rest of the promo, yeah. So that's kind of cool, right? They're obviously worth a little bit more than their regular versions, so that is an added bonus if you can grab hold of one of those.
Definitely, I think that's great.
Nice touch. Makes it a little bit more interesting. Might force people to do a craft that they weren't otherwise going to do this week. So I think that's a nice touch. And one more thing to go. We did a video not that long ago. Maybe I'll put a card up if I remember. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just put it in the description. Maybe I won't. Of ranking all the special edition cards so far. So we haven't had Neon Christmas or these special celebration editions part 2. Where would you put them?
Well, celebration cards automatically go straight to the top. Not necessarily the first place, but definitely in the top tier there for me. I just think having players do poses is the best type of card you can get. I'd probably put it around third there. I really like the Marble Pedri one. I'd probably put a third and move Nicholas Jackson down for me. I don't know if you agree. I like the Neon Christmas cards as well. I think they're good, especially the special edition ones. So they'd probably be in those top 2 tiers as well for me. But
yeah, I think I would have celebration because it's the full length celebrations on these cards. I think that's really epic. They're definitely top 3. It might even go in at number 1 for me. Nice. I just think they look really smart, really collectible.
I just prefer the golden background of the originals. Like it looks more like an award, doesn't it? I reckon the first type, but I do prefer the full length ones, like you say.
Yeah, and then Neon Christmas is probably going to go in near the bottom of A tier, top of C tier, I think, from me.
Fair enough.
These are the Neon Christmas ones. Yeah, I think that's about right for me.
Yeah, they're a bit brown, aren't they? I guess you'd say.
Yeah, so maybe top of C tier for those. But yeah, new Neon ones, the new celebration ones, definitely up there. Maybe second, because maybe third. I do like a bit of nostalgia, a bit of retro. So yeah, there we go. Celebration cards, done and dusted. overall positive. I think nearly everything about them is positive. Awesome. Let's have a little bit of talk. This isn't so rare news, but it's been something that's been all over X and being talked about by everyone recently. It's rolling locks, isn't it? This has been introduced into like the midweek special, isn't it? It's like an introduction. They're like 1 day game weeks, aren't they? And they're saying you can change your team as the news comes up until once your player plays, he's locked. So you can change him up until that point. And then there's been a big old conversation about rolling locks and what that would mean if it was spread further, I guess, to weekend game weeks, maybe all game weeks. So I'll just preface this by saying I don't mind it in a midweek special.
Yeah.
For me, because there's only 2 kickoff times, isn't there? It's a 1 day game week. It's like the early window and the late window. So I could probably afford to spend 10 minutes there and 10 minutes there and check a few teams. And it would probably be quite nice to get my teams correct. But then I'm in Europe. And if you want to play the Europe special competition and you're other side of the world, you've got to get up to check your teams. So maybe it's not as good for them. But what is your view on rolling locks?
Well, much the same as you, actually. I don't mind it as like a special comp. Effectively, like some of these other the strange rule comps they've done, like a tackle's worth more points or a shot's worth more points. It's
flying keepers, giant comp.
It's effectively its own little special comp. I certainly do not want it anywhere near the normal Sorare, personally. I think DMPs is part of the game. It's part of all fantasy sports, is the DMPs. It's just part of it. And I think I saw someone else make this point on Twitter. I saw a lot of people have, but like, it's part, like sometimes you'll win because of DMPs, because someone will, like loads of people have like a certain team and their team will be called off. Like, for example, Celtic this weekend. Unfortunately, I had a lot of Celtic players, but like a lot of people would have won because of that game being called off. And then sometimes it will benefit you, sometimes it will hinder you. And I just think I saw some other suggestions about having a set sub to come on. But then what if I want that sub to be in one of my other teams? Like I don't want to select a sub that's shit. I want it. It's just too complicated. There's too many different structures. I already spend about 23 hours a day on Sorare as it is. I can't be checking every game all over the place. You've mentioned about, we're in Europe, but like we both love watching MLS. We love watching, well, we can't really watch J League, but like if to compete in those leagues with rolling locks, it'd be impossible. Like you're already having to, yeah.
My main issue is that you just said MLS is my favorite league, but MLS plays when I'm asleep. So if I wanted to compete, it's not possible. I'd have to sell my MLS cards and I wouldn't be able to play the MLS league now, which is the one that's going to have the threshold in, and it's like the trial for all this new rules and layout for the threshold and things. So wouldn't be able to play it as effectively, and that would suck. Probably any J League would have to go. That would suck to not be able to compete, isn't it, in my favorite leagues. And the time issue, really. Like I spend a lot of time on Sorare, a lot of time on Sorare data, a lot of time. Do I need another reason to have to check every team sheet for all my teams? Because I play everywhere. I like having a finger in every pie, playing as many comps, as many leagues as I can. Yeah. And that'd be really hard. So for me, it's a definite no.
I also just think, like, in particular this weekend, there was a lot of random DMPs, wasn't there? I think it brought it to people's minds a little bit more. And I just think, stop whining about it. It's just part of the game. Like, you had one of the worst DMPs ever this bloody weekend, and you're not calling for subs, are you? Like, it's just never going to happen, I don't think.
It does suck. It does suck when you get a DMP, and I know why it's frustrating. But it creates lineups that die, which means if you don't get a DMP, you can go ahead of them and get a pro. And it's part of the fun of fantasy sports for me. But I get why. Maybe there is a solution. I did see one today, which was from River Sorare, which got quite a lot of traction, and this was allowing everyone to have an optional single fixed underdog who only comes in if the formation remains valid. So you can only cover 2 positions underdog cards, so it's some penalty. There's an increment. It's only an incremental change. There'll still be some DMPs. DMPs still hurt. Lineup's not totally written off before the game even starts. Wales can't just bulldoze it with an extra star. Simple and understandable, but also has strategic depth and extra support for the market and underdog quality cards. That last bit was probably the bit that appealed most to me, is that do I want to buy a shitter, an under 50 or an under 45, what they said it at, shitter, just to attach to this nice lineup I've got? I'll just get a 50p shitter in just in case I get a DMP, so they're still playing. So I kind of like that, because you can't just go, oh, well, he's out, I'll put Messi in.
I don't mind it. And the point I'd make with that is, irrespective of rolling locks, there 100% needs to be more comps for under 45 average underdog players, because I've got so many. I want to use these players. I want to take punts on them. So like, I don't mind that as an idea. I just think, are we reinventing the wheel a little bit? You don't want to try and make it too complicated for people, do you? I mean, it's already got so many different strings and so many different plates spinning at the same time. So I'm not sure they'll have the capability to enforce that.
It is difficult to add a layer of rules.
Will they even be able to get the coding right for that? Like they've quite often just the normal 5 on the lineup errors out, and they're like, oh, there's a glitch with the thing. Like, it's just going to freak everything out. This was the tweet that mainly did it from Jacob at Mr. Foot Lovers. People rolling locks of thing people think they want, but as soon as we have them, they realise they don't want to wake up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 4 a.m. to set their MLS lineups. And if you don't do that, people lose. So that's the one thing I agree with. I don't want to have to check team sheets, but I do think it could be fun for specials. But whatever comp and area you're aiming at, it's a worldwide game, isn't it? With worldwide leagues and worldwide players. So whoever it suits, there's the other side of the world, which it's very inconvenient for them. Yeah. So, like Sorare Down Under said, didn't they? If it comes in, they can't play the European comps anymore because they're asleep. So it doesn't work for them. So someone's always going to be pissed off. When there's just a set time where the game week stops, which is 3 p.m. on a Tuesday, 3 p.m. on a Friday, that's just one time that half the world have to get up at an annoying time, probably, I'd imagine. It's obviously good for us, that time slot, but that's just one time. If you have rolling locks at various times across all the weeks, like you say, it would just be a freaking nightmare for us, for MLS for over here. It just wouldn't work.
Yes, indeed. All right, rolling locks. So it's a big no from us, except in special occasions. It can be quite fun. Some special comps are fun, and maybe it can work in certain occasions.
I wouldn't mind flowing locks, wouldn't you? Like, some nice long hair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I could do with a haircut. It's kind of overflowing at the moment. But, January's a long month. Yeah. Okay, let's break up the news section with the return of the Who Am I quiz.
It's time for the Who Am I quiz. Can DawNADO finally get one right?
Who am I? Who am I? You were really bad at this in 2024, so I've given you a much easier one today to try and win a prize for the viewers. As always, if you get it right within the amount of clues I give you, I will give that card away in a comp. This time, it's a bit easier, all right? I've gone a bit softer on you. 4 clues. You've got to get within 4 clues. I'm not going to give you loads of thinking time afterwards because we've got to get on with the show. We do put this out on Spotify and Apple as well, and people who aren't using the video don't just want to listen to you go, did you say Spain? Did you say Spain? Like 10 minutes. So clue number 1.
Okay.
I moved to the northeast from Hoffenheim in 2019.
Okay.
Clue number 2. I scored my first goal at my new club away to Tottenham in August 2019. Give us a shout in the comments if you got it before Johnny does. If you get it right, I'll give you a bit of kudos. I'll give you some love in the comments. Clue 3, not question 3. Clue 3. I was convicted of drink driving in January of 2023.
That doesn't narrow it down. It's like every professional footballer ever. Okay.
Clue 4. I made my international debut in May 2023. Who am I?
Oh, no. Oh. Northeast. So that is Sunderland, Newcastle, Middlesbrough. Right?
Yeah.
I've said one of the 3 teams it is, right?
Well, they are all in the Northeast, yeah.
Okay. It's got to be Newcastle. 2019. Hoffenheim. Fucking Hoffenheim. 2019. That's a long time ago now, isn't it? 6 years.
All right, I'll give you clue 5 as well. In February 2023, this player, him, okay, it's a he, and his partner held a gender reveal party on his team's pitch.
What the fuck? It's such a random thing that you know. Okay, is this Spain?
Moved to the northeast from Hoffenheim in 2019. Scored his first goal at his new club away to Tottenham in August 2019. Convicted of drink driving in January 2023. Made his international debut in May 2023. And in February, had a gender reveal party on the pitch. Do you know who it is?
He scored his first goal for his team against Spurs in 2019 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not Moyesy Perez, is it?
It's not.
Oh!
All right, I'm going to give you one more clue, and then I'm going to give you 10 seconds to answer afterwards because I like our viewers and I want to give them a card for the first time. Brazilian.
Oh, Joe Linton.
Joe Linton.
There
you go. You have to have a bonus 6th nationality to get it in.
Yes, I got it finally.
Well,
it only took me 6 of those 4 questions to get it.
Yeah, 6 out of 4 questions. Yeah, Joe Linton. Well done, Joe Linton. I think. Well done, Johnny. Yeah. All right. We'll say well done.
He cost some loads as well, didn't he? He came in and everyone just thought he was shit. It turns out he's actually a midfielder and quite good.
Yep. He's done all right. He's definitely improved greatly. And yeah, had a gender reveal party on the pitch. That's all right, let's get back to some news after that moderate success by you in the Who Am I quiz. Argentinian clubs released. Welcome back to the platform. Here they are in all their glory. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's always good to have the new licenses again for the teams you had before. Obviously, they cover the Argentinian league anyway, but yeah, I think it's cool bringing all the fans of football around the world onto Sorare. Obviously, it's got the bigger teams there: River Plate, Boca. All the big lads, and I think there was some special offers as well, wasn't there, for the purchasing of them, which always helps. Yeah,
there was. It's the 2-for-1. No, 5% chance to win a second card for free from the same league, or a 95% chance to win Essence. So yeah, you're getting something. You're getting something, which is always nice, isn't it? There's usually like. Whenever that was in the other leagues when they released it, stimulated the market a little bit. When it's always nice, you don't want to get something free. Maybe I will just get one more. Which is kind of nice. I feel like the Argentinian league feels like it's a part of Sorare. It's been around a while, hasn't it? They do feel like the River Plate cards. Even I had some Gimnasia cards from a while ago. It does feel like part of Sorare and not like an unnecessary extra. So I think it's cool. Happy to have those back. Contender, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they were they Challenger and they've just recently changed. I can't remember. I think it was at Brazil, but yeah,
Brazil has just changed. Brazil is going to Contender, isn't it?
Oh, that's right. And Argentina always was Contender. But yeah, it's kind of annoying for people that originally had cards for Challenger for that. But then also, if these so-called better leagues are traveling over, to contender like Brazil, Argentina, whatever, then those cards will be in the prize pool. So maybe it'll just stimulate contender a little bit as well. Something to think about. But yeah, I mean, I had a little look a few of the cards on the market, but I spent all my money on special edition Pickfords, so it went pretty quick.
Yeah, Superliga Argentina down there in contender. And other bit of news was Brøndby are back. Challenger Denmark, isn't it? Always felt like a kind of an odd place for it.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd place. And it's the first time Brøndby have been a licensed team, isn't it? Or are they?
I think so.
Yeah, so it's in like it's a new club.
New club.
Yeah,
club,
nice. Yeah. It's not often we haven't had many new clubs in the last few years, have we? So it's nice to see a new club come on board. I know they've sort of sporadically brought some Danish clubs on, like Midtjylland and Aalborg are on it as well, weren't they, at some point? Who else was there? Copenhagen. But yeah, I'm not going to pretend to know anything about Brøndby. I know they're one of the bigger clubs over there. I recognise a few of the names from other clubs. I think Van Lemberg played for Mechelen, I think. He's Belgian. There we go then. Yeah, so I think he was. I recognise Spearings as well. I think he played for Toulouse.
Yeah, Patrick Pence in nets. Rasmussen is there as defender as well. So there's some interesting pieces to the team. Yeah, Denmark in challenges always feel kind of weird, but I don't mind. It's not something that excites me. I wasn't like, oh, Brøndby, I've got to own one of those cards. But fine, nice enough, no problem with it. Nice addition, because there's Danish cards do come really useful in certain game weeks, don't they? When they play in like these island game weeks, so yeah, we might end up owning some of them at some point, just out of like, oh, that'll fit nicely. Those desperation deadline buys you do. So yeah, we could get a bit of that. Let's move on. Let's go to the European Night special. Let's do one more bit of news, and then we'll do another feature. European Nights special. These are 2 single game weeks, aren't they? I'm just getting the news up slowly. Here we are. 100k in total cash prizes to be won. Beat the game mode across 2 daily game weeks. So it's 2 single day events to end all the European competitions in one go, because they all have to kick off at the same time, don't they? For fairness. Yeah. We've had this once before, haven't we? The short game weeks. And I think kind of cool. I kind of liked it last time. You avoid that DMP stress, as they said. You get your rewards quickly. And yes, it plays from Wednesday to Thursday and then Thursday to Friday. And it's got a beat the game mode, which everyone loves. And it's share the rewards. Get 400 points threshold. And in limited, and you share 20 grand evenly, 440 in rare, 15 grand, etc. 50k total prize pool. So 20 grand shared between anyone who gets over 400 limited. Kind of cool. Gives everyone something to aim for. It is quite a tough total, though, isn't it? What's that work out? About 80 a player. That's kind of hard to get to.
Was there captain bonus and stuff, or was there no captain
bonus? Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait to be the only manager to get 400. I'm buzzing about it.
Yeah. I mean, kind of bonus 50%. Yeah. I really like these logos. So these are these new graphics they have, which are on the play page, aren't they? The pro play. I think they look really cool now that they've always got their money, the amount just in the top. So you see it when you log on new competitions. Right, that one's got 30 grand. That's got 20 grand. Getting these specials, I think they look nice.
Yeah, I like it. And it's literally advertising 101, isn't it? I mean, or marketing 101. Like, get the big bloody number there so everyone can see it. Make it all stand out. I think it looks cool. It almost looks like an award ceremony, doesn't it? I think they look good. And I certainly will be entering all of them.
Yeah. I mean, 100k split across everything. So it's 36 clubs, 20 grand on the second game week, 50 grand in the Champions League one, and then there's a specialist comp as well. I love specialist. Feels like it levels the playing field quite nicely. So 30 grand in there as well. And yeah, I think the design work they do in there is much better now. It just looks cleaner, and yeah, that's how much money you can win. 30 grand, 50 grand, catches your eye, job done.
I completely agree. I'm happy with what they've done. I think it's good. Sorry, I was just reading something at the same time there.
That's all right. You read as much as you want. I enjoy these stuff as well. Like the neon special, I thought was really good. I think it captured everyone's attention because there was a limited amount of cards that could be put into it. So not everyone had elite teams. So I really tracked my 10 players I had across the 10 teams. I thought it was really exciting.
Definite buzz all around Twitter, all around X. Everyone was excited for it. I bought a bloody keeper for it, so it shows you how much I care. So I think I won a £5, which doesn't seem a lot, but when you bought a keeper for 20 quid and won a £5, it's not that bad, really.
Yeah, and everyone had a good chance of getting something. So, it was fun. I only got a £5. I entered 2 teams, got a £5, but I was happy with it because it was an exciting comp, and I still got something out of it. At the end, do you have a team set up for the freebie? There is 20 grand to win in the beginners champions night comp. I'll throw mine up first as I've got it already on screen. So you can have. So I need to change because I don't think Diaz is going to start. So I've gone for the double of Leverkusen. Obviously, I will have to check team sheets, and we get to wait right up to the right up to kickoff if we want to change. So we will get to tell and make changes. But I like Jan Sommer at home, Wirtz and Grimaldo in a nice home fixture for Leverkusen. Rafinha, I think they'll probably get a couple of goals against Atalanta. And how can you back against Rafinha? And then I will probably pick a Man City defender. Is the way I was thinking about it. It's like a must-win for them against Bruges, isn't it?
I was going to discuss this myself. I just think Man City are back a little bit. They made a couple of signings, and they got the buzz around a little bit.
Yeah,
I just think they're going to smash Club Bruges to bits, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'd probably go Stones, Aki, Akanji, Diaz, whichever one starts. I'd probably go for a Man City defender, but we will get to change up until the deadline. So that's kind of what I was thinking now. What have you gone for? I'll put you up on stream.
Okay. So I've gone for the Grimaldo captain. He got rested on the weekend, which was highly frustrating for my weekend teams. I wanted a sub. Why didn't I have a sub? But yeah, so you'd like to think he's going to start this game. I would need to do a bit of research into actually who has must-win games here, because if they've not got a must-win game, they might still bench a few starters. I'm not sure, but this is just something I've thrown together. But yeah, Arsenal, I think, will do pretty well. Obviously, Raya's one of the best keepers in the Prem. I think Girona did incredible to get into the Champions League, but sold all their stars, didn't they, in the summer? So I think they're not one of the strongest teams right now. As I've mentioned previously, I think Man City will go ham on Club Bruges. I think Club Bruges are winning in as well, right?
Yes.
They're going to be going for it as well. It's not like they need to go in there and sit back and try and get a draw. Like, if it's 2 teams going for it, Club Bruges and Man City, then I think Man City are probably going to come out on top of that. Obviously, like I said, need to research what's going on with Barcelona and Real Madrid, but I've put Yamal and Mbappe in, who you may and may not have heard of, but they're pretty decent players. So let's see how that goes. I've gone for the captain of Grimaldo, 78% on top with limited and a captain. So let's hope he does well.
It's a very good captain. It's a very nice piece to have. You've got that elite limited card that you can captain and afford to put into this competition.
Yeah, nice.
You don't have to play a limit, obviously, but it gets you that extra 12% or whatever it is. Which is a really nice touch. And obviously, there's going to be some very, very strong scores because there's some elite players, some very important matchups for some, and we're all going to have the chance to have 5 starters. So, if anyone's made a mistake, we all get to change it out.
It's going to be interesting. And that captain choice and having a limited card, I think, will make quite a lot of difference because there's going to be a very large selection of teams with the same players, isn't there? Let's be honest. So yeah, you don't have to enter a limited, but I do think if you're watching this and thinking of not putting a limited in, I think you're probably going to struggle to win anything with 5 commons. But
I've really enjoyed these mid-season, these European specials they have with those like chunks of money. It's got me excited. I bought a Nene. I bought a Nene today so I could fill out an in-season Champions Night special. It's not very good. I'm not sure that it's going to challenge for the top prizes, but maybe it can sneak me a nice bit of cash because I don't think the matchups are too bad for any of them if they all play. So offer up a lot of money, forces me to buy cards. I think a lot of people buy cards for things, so that's what they want, don't they? Generate.
What's the Aston Villa Celtic like vibe? Because I know Celtic would do really well. Like, is it a game where they can both just afford to not win? Or is it like a must? I don't know. I mean, this is something we probably needed to talk about before I brought it up, but that should be a decent game on paper, like Villa against Celtic. Obviously, kind of like England versus Scotland as well. So
we get 18th, and Aston Villa are 9th. So Aston Villa want to win to get into the top 8, don't they? So Villa definitely need to win to get into the top 8 for the automatic qualification. And Celtic are in the playoffs by 4 points.
So they can't catch 8th, probably.
They can. They're on 12, and the playoff at the moment is 13. It's unlikely because they're so low down. But
I'll be honest. I've been so worried about Everton not winning games. I've spent no attention learning what's going on with this new Champions League format. I haven't really checked it out at all. So I'm not sure. There's some bloody good games. And when I was setting the lineup, like there's some big games this weekend. So this midweek. We'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully it means there's a lot on them. So, should be interesting viewing. But let's move on. Bringing back a new year. I'm bringing back my favourite feature of 2024 with a little twist. Roll the video. Welcome back to Keepers Club 2025. Whoa. The club shut down for a break over New Year, but the doors have flung back open and early access tickets are available. This year, the club is going for a heaven and hell theme where we celebrate the highs and the lows of the glorious goalkeeping union. The rules are simple, as goaltender is obviously the most prestigious position on a football pitch. We celebrate all goalkeeping special performances under one roof here at Sorare Thursday Club. So any 100 gets you entry, bottle service all night long, all the ladies, all the drinks on the hero side of the club. Have a lovely time and a good night. But you can also get in with a big fat zero. But you can only stay on the zero side of the club. You have to pay for your drinks. You have to share one bulk. You can only drink Boddingtons and flat Carling, and that's all you can do. But you can still come in. We're inclusive at Keepers Club. So,
woke.
Without further ado, let me share with you the first glimpse of the dance floor.
I'm excited.
Club 2025. Your heroes on the left and your zeros on
I love it. I love it, the zero side. This is great.
One thing to note is if the goalkeeper is in unique, that means one of us owns them. So we like to point that out in Goalkeepers Club. Unfortunately, they're both mine. The year. Let's give you a little bit of a background on how they earned their way in. Danny Jimenez, the only hero so far in January in Keepers Club, a mental 142 in total. Ooh. Almeria 0, Huesca 0. 102.
Oh, right. Fucking hell. I was going to say 142. You score a hat trick as well, or what?
Sorry, Danny. It's been a while since we've done a long video, trying to keep my train of thought. 8 saves, 16 points. 4 diving saves for 12.
Nice.
A huge 46 points in the goalkeeping category. Means he pulls out a clean 100 there for you. And he is in Keepers Club. There you go. He's representing the heroes. And I'll just run through what the zeros did to deserve their position here. Andre Onana, who I once fought a campaign for being a top 10 goalie, better than Pickford on X, and he's promptly fallen to pieces since this point, ended up with an overall score of minus 2.1 in that 3-1 loss to Brighton. We also have Bern Leno, who is one of my rare Premier League goalies. He ended up with a minus 2.7 overall in a 3-2 loss to West Ham.
West Ham. What was it? Just many errors led to goal, was it? Across the board?
Errors led to goal. Yeah. Error led to goals all round for these three. Trevor Carson ended up with a minus 3.7 overall when you take in AA and decisives. There was a credible 3-3 draw with Celtic, actually. Not a bad result overall, but personal performance, 0. I also had Edgar Badia, got a 0.5 as well, so I almost had 3 in the Keepers Club. So 3 on the zeros, 1 in the hero. Johnny, which side do you think is going to win Keepers Club 2025?
I mean, the zeros would look pretty strong favourites there. I'd say it is a lot tougher to get 100 than it is to get a 0 as a goalkeeper. So yeah, I think the zeros will take it. The zeros are going to take over that club pretty sharpish, I'd say.
Okay, you're going for zeros. I'm going to back the heroes. I'm a goalkeeping loyalist. So if the zeros win, I will give away one of the goalkeepers from Goalkeepers Club 2025 in a giveaway. But yeah, I might be wishful thinking of me there. All right, let's leave the club. It's January. We can't be clubbing too much. Responsible new year, new us. Let's talk about the big gameplay updates, right? This was the main news story that broke. We haven't been on since then. I will drag it up on screen and get your opinion. Lots of people have had opinions, but we've given the dust time to settle. So let's run through some of these. The main big one, MLS is back, own dedicated competition. What do you think?
I think it's great. I'm not a huge fan of the fact it's been pulled out of Challenger, but I am a fan of the fact they have got their own little special comp, because everyone's got a special place in their heart for the MLS, haven't they? It did frustrate me about 3 weeks into my Sorare career. I ended up selling all my MLS cards, which was only about 5 at the time, thinking, I can't fucking deal with this. This is so annoying. I keep benching all my players. Turns out it's my favourite league. But yeah, I love it. I think it's already got the buzz back a little bit. As you can see, the money's going into those MLS cards again, even if they haven't got the new season cards yet. But I've seen people mentioning they're saving their ETH up, ready for the in-season cards, which they're expecting, the next month, I guess the next few weeks, actually, because they don't have to have their pictures on the new cards yet, do they? Just have the
early access.
So, yeah, I think it's great. I think people were maybe expecting it. Not sure.
It was definitely mentioned, but I don't know how much people believed it. I think it's really cool. It's my favourite league.
Yeah.
And it's the most amount of cards I own in my gallery from a league. It's the most amount of teams, isn't it? It's got its own weird timing, like structure. So it makes sense for that one to be on its own. I like playing MLS, and putting them in Challenger, you were likely to get slapped when some of the European teams overlapped the MLS teams, because it's very competitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I do like it. I mean, you could win under 23 specials or Challenger. You could win MLS cards, and now you just win them in like specials under 23 or MLS comp. So I don't think too much has changed there. I've seen arguments for and against, but I really like it just because it's my favorite league. So I think it's cool that it's standalone in my eyes.
We've talked about it before, but they have nice games for people in England. Obviously, a lot of the games are at 1 and 3, and so those are out the window. But like they always have like a game at 9 and a game at sort of like 10:30, 11, don't they? And I just like watching those as I'm in bed. It's just perfect timing to watch a bit of footy whilst you go to sleep. But
yeah, I guess we need to see the prize pools in early February to see like how good they are, and I think there's going to be a few goalies going to make up the star pool, aren't they? And whether it's, going to be as appealing as it was in Challenger. but they've added this beat the game, right, which has got a lot of people excited because it mentions threshold, right? I'm not being stupid. It does mention threshold. You need 5 in-season MLS cards for a chance to earn additional cash rewards in the beat the game. I wonder if it'd be like that special we've just seen where it's a pot each game week. Whoever gets the threshold shares it. I think it might be that. It sort of makes sense rather than like everyone who gets over 300 gets a tenner or whatever. We used to have it so easy, didn't we, back in the day? I mean, you can get like low threshold, get like a $5 for like.
Wasn't it? It was 25 quid, wasn't it? The low. It was like, I've only got the low threshold this week. I only got 25 quid for like with a 3-man team. I mean, it is crazy now I look back on it. The problem is they gave us so much at the start, didn't they? They took it away.
I do think there's been, I haven't seen as much of the negative sentiment around Sorare. I think it's like eased up a little bit, and everything seems to have settled. Prices seem to have settled with a few ramp ups for the specials and special editions and stuff. But yeah, it hasn't felt as negative at all recently, which is kind of nice. I'm excited to see what an additional beat the game mode is. I like another way to win. These early access cards are going to be spenny, right?
Well, they need to announce what the actual beat the game threshold is first, because that's going to define values of new season cards a little bit too. But yeah, they're going to be spenny, and I'm going to really struggle to resist. Especially now they brought on Apple Pay as a payment structure now. That's just like, boop, boop. Oh shit! I've just bought a card.
The thing is, as well, you need 5. It's not you need 4. You can play with 4, right? 4 in season 1 classic, and to compete for the cash, the essence, the XP, the normal stuff like we currently have. But you need 5 to do beat the game. So if beat the game is worthwhile, you need 5, which means you need a keeper, which is the price point, right?
I mean, I'm not going to be going anywhere near the rare in season, but I'll probably buy a limited.
I'd probably have to get a limited team to start with, just for the excitement. It's my favorite league. I want to join in, and then build up to a rare one, because I'm probably going to have to, get that keeper.
Austin FC.
Not again. I won't let myself be hurt again. Not after being number 1 collector and getting nothing for it. They've made a lot of signings though, so the cards shouldn't overlap. There's a lot of new players to get, but I'm really excited about it. Really excited. Looking forward to it. Love
when does this actually start? When it is February, right? So is it the first week of February or is it at the end of February?
It's not the first week of February. It is. I think we get the full details. I think the first game is my birthday.
Oh, cute.
Inter Miami, New York City, 7:30 on my birthday. 22nd of February for the people who don't know when my birthday is. Yeah. I accept all limiteds as gifts from.
Oh, we'll have to fly over to Miami for that game then, for your birthday.
And LAFC Minnesota as well. So, yeah, I can't wait. Buzz in, bring it on. I know there is some negatives to it, and we need the full details before you can totally embrace it.
Yeah.
Because it is taken out of Challenger, isn't it? And what's that going to leave State? Does it leave Challenger in with its prize pools and stuff? But
I do understand it.
I'm embracing my favourite league.
I do understand it because there is that weird crossover of in season, isn't there, with Challenger and MLS? Like some of my cards were available to use in season when they weren't really in season, and it was I understand when they've done it, but it's just
given this fun layer of people buying up European in-season transfers to the MLS, haven't they?
I've seen that. I've actually ended up with a couple, so I've got Zaha in season, so I'm guessing that'll be an in-season for the MLS thing now.
Yeah, it's been a while since I would buy rumours of that, but I think I bought a Maurice Neubauer. I think he's gone over, and an Owen Jean.
I don't even know who either of those players are. Is one of them a keeper?
No. Oh. I didn't know who they were either until Tom Bogart tweeted and said that they're moving to the MLS. So I took a punt. Early access launches. So early access is back for the MLS, obviously. K-League and J-League as well will all have early access packs. So more condom wrapping, more condom ripping is coming to Sorare Thursday Club reward videos for a little while longer. And they'll do their best to do the Argentinian clubs. I like I like the J League if they can cover the K League properly this season. Early access is fun, bumps prices up a little bit, makes them a bit of money, doesn't it? Gets you to rip cards, special editions.
I actually think the early access thing was a really good idea from them because it's enabled them to. I'd imagine that a lot of the delay stuff is to do with imaging and waiting for teams to send stuff back, waiting for leagues to send, and now they can just go, right, this is what it's. Your card's going to be here. Here's the actual thing on the blockchain, but I just think it allows people to have all their teams set up for the season. It's much better. I'm
still a sucker for like getting in cards that are still in the wrapper so that I can rip it when possible, just because it adds a bit of fun. So yeah, still a sucker for that. Core gameplay changes. So you have anything else to say about the MLS? You all right to move on?
No. I mean, we don't agree on a lot on this show, but actually, I love the MLS. You love the MLS. Let's go for it. I love it.
Yeah. They did mention MLS might think about moving to a European football schedule, didn't it? Which could.
Oh, really?
Not this season, but in the future. But I think it's cool. I can get why people who maybe don't love the MLS are a bit more reserved about this move and are a bit more like, let's wait and see. I mean that they don't have the MLS in the months they have it due to weather, did they? They just have it because that's what it's always been. Am I being stupid? Maybe I'm being naive saying that. Maybe it is due to weather. I guess America's a big place, right? But like the European leagues are sort of around the weather, aren't they? A little bit. So maybe it would work. I don't know. All right, let's move on. They did a nice little video as well. They've done their own podcast now, so as well, haven't they? It's kind of cool. Being more accessible and give us a bit more polished detail. So the update Challenger Contender Brazilian coverage goes to Contender. So Challenger is fully European seasonal. So Challenger's taken a bit of a hit, isn't it? So it'd be interesting to see what those prize pools and things still look like. Challenger down to 6 and Contender. All of these. Challenger prize pool won't be significantly changed. Yeah. Okay. Beat the game. Early access, core gameplay improvements, the improved XP system. Whatever.
It's a weird one because, like, what does that mean with all the cards that you've got, like, close to being full onto it? Like, this, yeah, I'd be interested to see how that works. Have they officially announced how that will happen?
Well, your cards just transition seamlessly to the new system, retaining their XP. Cooldown period after your card levels up. XP specific to both spot trading penalty is 50%. But essentially, they're getting rid of 20 levels and having 10. So you go up 1% at a time. You can win XP items allocated to your cards you want to level up. So you win some XP and go, I'm going to give it all to this card. I've got
there'll be no more 0.5s anywhere across the board because the collection bonus is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then there'll be no more 0.5s.
No more 0.5s. So yeah, it sounds like they're just trying to tidy it up and give you something else to win XP items to put where you want. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure don't forget to use any remaining level ups. You wouldn't want to miss out on your level ups after being a constant thorn in our side for so long. XP, whatever. It's not. I know it's good to have good XP and train your cards and whatever, but it's not something that's ever like thrilled me. Divisions was a big one. So limited's going from 5 to 3, rare from 4 to 3, super rare 3 to 1, unique remains at 1. Any thoughts on divisions?
I need more places to put my cards. Stop reducing the places I can put my cards.
Well, this doesn't really, does it? Because you still get the same amount of teams, but there's less divisions for them to go in.
Oh, yeah, because you can only enter 3 max anyway, can't you?
Yes. So
that's a good point. Yeah, good point, Rick. Well made. Yeah, I guess it makes sense in that sense, but I want more comps. I want cap 220. I want permanent cap 220. Give me some bloody low budget stuff.
I think the thing about divisions was it felt bad. This links back to the DMP thing. It sucked when you got relegated because of a DMP.
Yeah.
Because if you get a DMP, you can go, oh, it's part of the game. Like, you know, you had a DMP, unlucky. Next week you won't have one, whatever. But when you're into like a Division 1 team, you got a DMP like an hour after lock, and then you got relegated to Division 2. You're like, oh, that's really annoying. So I got it from that point. So having like 3 divisions instead of 5 and limited means you haven't got to like work all your way up. But I do kind of like having some lower ones so I can have a DOS team.
Yeah.
But I came 7th with a 4-man Premier League team and won a card in like Division 4 this game week. So I did like the small, like being in a lower division, but I think it's all right. The super rare one's the interesting one, isn't it? That's had a lot of chat because now basically you can enter, because the prizes always felt bad, didn't they? The prize pools, you had to get really high in division, and in Division 3 you might still just get a crap prize anyway. But Division 1 now, if you've got a stack or you've got your set of players, they only need to hit on that 1 week, go off, and you can come and get a really good prize in Division 1. So you can sort of playing for all the marbles, playing for that jackpot factor in super rare. So I don't mind it.
How's your super rare gallery looking for that, MLS wise?
All right, I need another goalie, which is not the ideal place to be in. But they're not studs. They're middle of the road guys, but I think they're all pretty decent. So again, I'm going to be looking for them to like link up nicely and get that one big game week in and try and bring home a massive prize. But I do enjoy super rare, and I think it's having a little bit of focus. It seems to be in the community, a little bit of love and a little bit of focus towards it. Yeah. I fortunately bought a load of MLS super rares in December when they're really cheap, and then the announcement came out and they've all sort of taken off a little bit, so it's not bad. But I don't mind the division changes. I'm willing to see how it goes. I don't hate divisions, but yeah, it kind of sucked to get relegated for something out of your control.
Yeah, fair enough.
Classic cards slotting in season competitions. This was only one classic card in season super rare competitions instead of 2.
So this is mainly for super rare and unique, the sort of announcement here, isn't it? With the
new MLS in season unique competitions, only classic slots reduced from 2 to 1 from 2025-26. All in season unique competitions, classic slots reduced from 2 to 1.
So that's it. I mean, obviously that's not our league, but that does seem a little tight potentially. Don't know. I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands of pounds here, aren't we? Yeah. I mean, they need to keep the whales happy. Don't piss the whales off.
I don't play in season super rare or in season unique, so but I can imagine if you've built up your gallery for that reason, I know you've got to shell out for an extra in season super rare. Kind of sucks. Messes with your plans a bit. It's not really my wheelhouse, so I'm not too qualified to say much about that. So we'll move on. Rewards revamp, improved reward quality. They've upgraded their reward system. No more double rewards, so you don't win 2 different types of rewards for the same place. So you can't get essence and a box, a card and cash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The podiums are the exception to this rule. I think that's kind of nice. You win something, you don't need to win 2 things. Spread it out. More people. Let more people win. Works for me.
Yeah, fine.
Essence rewarded directly through the leaderboard, so you know how much you're winning. Yeah, I quite like the variety in a box, like not knowing.
Oh, so is this saying you actually know what you're winning before?
Yes, you know what you win on your little box. You don't get varying numbers and odds through all boxes. I kind of like the gamble.
I don't mind. They should still have like a varied amount within the. Do you know what I mean? Like from 100 to 200 wins between 1 or 3 essence. From 100 to 50 wins between 4 and 6. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like give it at least tiered essence.
Yeah, I mean, I like the gamble. I've always liked opening cards because it's random and you might get lucky and you might get fucked. Yeah. So whatever. I mean, people like to know what they're winning or what they're getting, so that's fine. New XP system, increased essence, lovely, more essence, more crafts for our rewards videos, lovely. And there's some updated prize pools, automatic rewards claim, 14 days to claim your rewards. This affects us slightly because sometimes we wait bloody ages to build up a load of stuff for a rewards video. Now we've got to do it within 2 weeks. There you go. Essence doesn't expire at the end of the season. And crowd crafting 2 weeks after competition begins. Duplicate cards, we mentioned this earlier. We both said that's cool, didn't we? Having more than one card to get promotion. But yeah, we'll gloss over all that. Lots of that's been mentioned. Rivals Last Dance. Here we go. We'd just sort of got back into Rivals, didn't we?
A little bit. Had a bit of a revamp, didn't it? Well, in our minds.
Yeah, we won Division 1 as the Sorare Thursday Club. We reached the pinnacle, won Division 1, and now the game mode has been taken from us.
Hey, no one can take that away from us, though.
It's almost like a sweet relief for me because I kept playing it every day. Part of my soul was being destroyed. I was like, I wish I didn't have to do this, but I can't stop myself from playing it. Please end this for me. And now they have.
I don't know if you got to this point as well, but driving home from places, I was getting Sarah to set teams for me. It's getting so annoyed. I was like, I've got to set the team. I've got like 6 players playing. So yeah, she'll be happy that that's going. But it is being replaced, isn't it, with something? We don't know what it is yet, but yeah, they need to. I don't mind Rivals. I think it is a really good mode in terms of like it'll avoid DMPs. Obviously, we're going to have a similar type thing this Wednesday with the rolling locks thing. I just think it satisfies a player's Sorare football itch, doesn't it? Daily. So I'll be interested to see what they do. Like if we did the Euros one, didn't they? Where it took your best score from the day, and I thought that was great. Personally, it sort of gave you something to beat. So I wonder if they'll incorporate that into something. I'm sure, but
yeah, daily components, card packs, and plenty of surprises. Going to bring back common card ownership and introduce a burn mechanism for added strategy and fun. I know you don't play the NBA side of things. But on NBA, you get your commons, and then you can sell your commons for a token amount, and then you can buy new commons to fill in the daily. It's like a daily competition, MVP plus 120 points, or turnovers worth double, or 3 points worth 10 more. There's like a daily little comp that you enter your commons in, and you can enter a limited one as well. So I think my guess would be something like that, it's called daily hoops in NBA, but like a daily game which you enter your commons in, which I play every day on the NBA. It's kind of cool, and you only have to do one thing a day. But the burn mechanism in that, I guess, is you sort of sell your common that you don't want, give it away, and you get some points for it, and use those points to buy more, and you earn boxes per day, and you can get small. You earn win common cards, win boxes, have essence in, etc. So I think it might be something similar to that, which I think would be kind of cool.
As long as they're doing something, I'm fine with it. I mean, there needs to be a daily mode for Sorare to keep people engaged.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's a winter update when they're going to do the next big update. End of the European season to avoid pissing everyone off. So yeah, that's the update. We got through it. Before we go, we have gone quite long, but I cannot leave the first podcast of 2025 without giving you an opportunity for an Everton performance review on another session of Suck on Those Toffees.
Welcome to the Everton performance review. David Moyes has returned to lead the club back to the glory days while an injury crisis looms for Merseyside Sorare stacks and all McNeil lovers.
Okay, suck on those toffees. Let's go with your VIP experience. Why don't you fill us in?
I didn't think you were going to mention it. So yeah, I was going to the Everton Tottenham game anyway a couple of weeks ago, taking my nephew for his birthday. And I did see, I think I may have tagged you on Twitter, but they did say collectors watch this space, and I thought something's happening here. Something in the pipeline is about to happen. And within a few days, on the Thursday that week, the game was on the Sunday, they emailed me and said, "Hello there, Mr. DawNADO. We love your Everton collections. Would you like 2 VIP tickets for Everton Tottenham?" And my immediate thought was, fuck, I'm already going to that game and I've got tickets. Could you do a different game? Which I replied to them saying, they said, unfortunately, no. But anyway, so I sold my tickets, managed to sell them, and then got these amazing VIP tickets. So this is for regular listeners of the show. I went to Goodison Park and did the same thing last year because of my Everton collections, which was great. But we lost that game to West Ham. So although it was an amazing day last year, obviously losing the game sort of tarnished it a little bit. But yeah, VIP experience was amazing. The same sort of setup, even had the same waiter on our table that remembered us, which was nice. Food was great, but obviously, as passionate as I am, Everton fan, actually all I really cared about was Everton winning the game. Ended up being Moyesy's second game after joining, because we lost to Villa in a tight game earlier in the midweek before that. And would you believe it? We won the game. It was insane. 3-0 up at half time. I think I managed to text you and a few others on the group, and I literally didn't know what to do with myself. We'd scored 3 goals. We'd looked like we could have scored about 12 goals. Spurs, obviously, we've caught Spurs at a very good time because Spurs are probably the most out-of-form team in the league at the moment.
Free-falling, yeah.
Absolute free-fall. And they managed to get 2 late goals because it wouldn't be an Everton game without some fucking stress at the end.
Got to have the drama in somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, 3-2 massively flattered Tottenham. We could have beaten them way more, but it was a great day, and followed that up obviously with an amazing win on the weekend as well with a 1-0 away win at Brighton. But yeah, the VIP day was incredible. So I presume you're watching, Sorare. If you are watching, thank you very much. That was great. Now give some love to the Austin FC #1 collector because he wants something.
I just wanted to show once again, Everton VIP, 1 potato.
Do you know
potato, 1 carrot.
Do you know what's fun? I mean, it was bloody gorgeous. I'm not going to lie, but at both times I've been, there's been more beef Wellington incredible steak than potato, which just doesn't seem quite right. Maybe that's where that's why we've gone financially bust in the last few years. We've been spending too much money. I'd have been happier with half the meat and 3 more potatoes. But
yeah, I mean, you can afford a new stadium. Surely you can afford more than 1 potato per person.
And also, check this out. Got a freaking Everton pen, didn't I? Oh yeah, I can do all my writing that I never do with that pen now.
God, everyone needs a good pen in 2025.
But no, it was a great day. Won the game. Oh, we held the FA Cup as well. They had an FA Cup that we won in the 80s ahead of the game, which was cool.
You always had a picture of Dwight McNeil season, but the security guard broke it up.
Talked to Dwight McNeil and Chermity, asked them for a photo, went to take a photo, and got told off by the stewards for standing in the way of everyone trying to come out of the food place. So yeah, that was unfortunately the only photo I took. I obviously was about 3 or 4 seats away from Thomas Tuchel as well, which was cool, but he slunk off about 10 minutes before the end and arrived 10 minutes after the start. And it had loads of security around him, so there's no way of me getting anywhere close to him. And then we were quite funnily sat about 3 rows behind Daniel Levy, but it was directly in the seats above it, in front of us. And the whole game, Tottenham's chanted, "We want Levy out," the whole game. And I was just looking and thinking, fucking hell, what's he thinking here? But yeah.
So rare, making magical experiences once again. That's cool. But yeah, like you said, no Austin FC top collectors tickets.
No.
Got every first edition or serial number going. No trip to Texas to me.
I mean, I'll be honest, you probably weren't necessarily expected a trip to Texas because of it, but you could at least get like a signed shirt or something, or like you had that thing, didn't they, a couple of years ago with the Skype call with the player, and you'd like to think they can do something because they've obviously got an agreement with the MLS. It's not just like they cover the league and produce on the cards. Like they have an actual Sorare agreement with them, and like they have good contacts within the MLS. So maybe they've got something in the pipeline for you, mate. Maybe.
You think this year they've got the big MLS Solo League, so it's probably going to be this year. Maybe it's this year's the one to get.
Probably, yeah. You probably should buy some more, mate, of a different team.
We've done San Jose and we've done Austin. What trash team can I go and get?
San Diego, the new team.
Yeah.
Means Wales vagina.
Maybe a Colorado Rapids. That's interesting. So yeah, lovely VIP trip to you. Everton got a win. Davy Moyes is back. The comeback starts now.
I think so. Yeah, we've looked actually good. Jake O'Brien starting football matches, which you may have seen, playing very well. Actually was quoted by Everton website today on Twitter saying it's nice to be starting and nice to be going into the games knowing we're going to try and win them. Some massive dig at Dyche leaving, but yeah, had some. Obviously, we talked about Dwight McNeil's potentially got to have an operation, which is not good, especially when you own 8 of his cards. Yeah. And Mangala's torn his ACL on the weekend, and Calvert-Lewin's torn his hamstring. So there's a few things that aren't going quite right. I do think we're going to be quite active in the last few days of the January transfer window.
Broja's gone back to Chelsea as well, right?
He hasn't gone back. I think we're trying to negotiate because we haven't got a clause in there because obviously we're idiots and we don't put clauses in things. But we're trying to negotiate breaking his loan and loaning another player from Chelsea, I think, because you can only do 2 domestic loans per season. And we've already got Harrison, who's obviously fucking world class. So really glad we got him. And Broja are our 2 loans. And Broja was looking he was really showing some promise and he just fucked himself. Typical. But and he'd be starting every week now Calvert-Lewin's.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they'll watch the space. Something will happen in the next few days, I think.
A bad injury update on the Everton front overall. No Mangala, no Broja, no Calvert-Lewin, and no McNeil for the foreseeable. So unfortunately, reshuffling those Everton stats.
We got Ilian Ndiaye there, mate, and he is the boy.
Ilian Ndiaye. There you go. What a way to end the first podcast of 2025. Ilian Ndiaye is the boy. And Jake O'Brien as well. You maybe buy his 1 of 100 ages ago, and I finally got some use for it. Bournemouth and Everton stacks it very well this weekend. So, yeah.
Bournemouth are kicking ass.
Woo!
And they've lost their 2 starting strikers to season-ending injuries, and Kluivert's turned into prime Patrick Kluivert.
And they've only got like 11 players left, so you know he's going to play every time. This is my in-season limited stack. I just went Bournemouth, and it turns out there's juggernauts.
I'm actually, on a sidetrack here, I'm loving the fact that so many of the lesser teams are doing so well this season. I just think it's good for the league, and I don't know if
City not doing great.
Man City doing great. I mean, obviously, I don't like seeing Liverpool doing well, but Forest doing well, Bournemouth doing well. Who else is doing well?
Newcastle up there.
Newcastle doing well, but yeah, I think it's good for the league. And I don't know if you saw the Marco Silva interview midweek where he was getting constantly asked about Man United. He's like, I don't fucking care about Man United. Stop asking me about Man United. Ask me about Fulham. And I just think about time the bloody smaller teams got some recognition.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway. We'll end on that bombshell. It's about time the smaller teams got some recognition. Now let's wrap this up and get out of here before the 90-minute mark. No extra time for us on this occasion. Thanks for anyone who's still watching, you crazy bastards. It's good to have you on board for another year at the Sorare Lounge at the Sorare Thursday Club. More content coming from us. We've got a rewards video this week, which may or may not already be out. Going live. Lots of prizes coming out this week. Lots going on. I think now dad life has started to settle down for both of us. We can get back to a bit more of a regular schedule. Thanks for all your support. Love you all lots. If you could please like and subscribe and all that vibe on your way out to help us keep the lights on at STC. It'd be much appreciated. But thanks for joining us for now. Keep an eye on our Twitter for some giveaways this week. You don't want to miss out. Details in the description below. But for now, from me, it's a Viva la Thursday Club. And from him, it's a...
Up the toffee.
Up the toffee. Moyesy's back. See you on the next one.
Go on, lads.